Welcome to the Mindset Elevator, everybody. There are people in your life right now who are actually distraught that they cannot manipulate you anymore. You're not falling for the games. You're not falling for the traps. You're not easily swindled into a circumstance that you cannot fully read, right? So when people start seeing that you're taking steps back, you're retreating, you're rerouting, like you're not going down that same rabbit hole with these folks. Things have changed. And the way that you move is highlighting those changes that maybe people didn't see coming or they didn't think that you would actually enact. Folks are realizing now that they cannot put you in a specific position and get you to comply anymore or get you to be agreeable anymore. So it's going to be people calling you difficult. It's going to be people calling you odd. It's going to be people who are saying that you're doing too much, but it's because you're doing what you want to do. You're not conforming to somebody else's regimen. You're not putting yourself out there as a vulnerable individual. You're somebody who's taking a stand and deciding that whatever's best for you is what you're going to do. So folks are really upset. It's like they're getting mad or they're getting distressed that they cannot make you distressed and they cannot pin you down to manipulate and to control. People could be using their looks to try to manipulate you, try to make it seem like, hey, I'm enticing, I'm handsome, I'm cute, I'm pretty, I'm innocent, so you need to do what I say because you wouldn't suspect that I was that way, but you're seeing past that. So that doesn't work. And then perhaps it's the simple patterning of this individual's behavior. It could be to where you've been seeing signs over and over and over again of who this person really is. So you can't look past it. Therefore, you're not easily manipulated. And so what used to work, these tactics that used to work that maybe you used to fall for, or maybe you got yourself trapped in a situation because you didn't realize that this is who this person was and this is the toxicity that encompasses your life. Now you're like, nah, I see how you are. I see what you do. I see how you move. So I'm not going to bite the bait. Right? I let it be known in the comments, I'm not biting the bait. I'm not about to fall for some trap. I'm not about to get, myself involved in some person's delusions or this person's game that they play. A lot of narcissistic people do these things, they try to control everybody. They try to control the narrative. Even if they can't control you, they'll try to control the narrative about you. They'll put forth smear campaigns about you because they want to manipulate people about your life, or they want to manipulate people about your character. But it's not holding any water because, of course, when you move the way you move, that's the proof. And that's all that people need to know. Whether or not they want to believe the truth, that's not up to you to clear up, right? Folks are realizing that you cannot be manipulated. So they're like, it's messing up the plans, or it's messing up what they were trying to do the whole time. It's like they're distressed, not because they feel bad for you or not because they feel like they're found out or whatever. It's because they can't, this was their entertainment, like this is something that they were doing on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, yearly, like maybe trying to really come at you. And they're seeing now that the manipulation holds no water. It's not something they can continue to keep up because you're too wise, you're too knowing, and you're not about to do all that, right? People are getting upset, like it's kind of like just, once again, screwing with their plans, screwing with their entertainment. Like you are aware of who they are and you have your own way of doing things. It's like you are independent, right? You don't need them for anything. You don't need to stand there and take any kind of problems from them. So they're seeing that you do have options and they're not one of them. So they're seeing that the manipulation tactics are not hitting the way that they'd like to hit. And it's too bad for them. You're somebody here who's about being a boss in your own right, doing your own thing on your own terms, at your own pace, in your own lane. So the thing that people don't understand when they try to manipulate you is that they're trying to manipulate somebody who's already too focused and very interested in doing things the way they want to do it. So the manipulation, like for example, people could be trying to manipulate you out of your own spot. You're not going to manipulate me out of something that I've worked hard for, something that has been bestowed upon me to enjoy and to cultivate. These people have this sort of perception that they have that level of power over your life, but now they're starting to see that no, They're, everything that they're trying to plan is fragmented, or this grip that they think they have on you is loosening. It's not as profound, it's not as impactful as they once thought. And it's because of how independent you are and how you really don't need them and you don't need their mess either. And you start moving that way. They thought that you would just subscribe and deal with the drama that they had because that's just how they are. And that's how you're going to accept them. But we have standards here. We don't think we're above anybody else, but best believe we're not going to go down that route. We're not going to go down that road where we're getting dragged into people's mess because they have ego issues. There's help for that, right? So people are becoming like upset that you're catching on and that you're aware and that you are sure of yourself and very confident in yourself and that you don't need them that way. These people will try to put you in a codependent connection or try to keep you tied to them so that you are set up to where you need them. You need something from them. You need their assistance. So they'll withhold certain things from you, information, resources. Perhaps it's something that is shared. Perhaps it's something that, without their participation, things crumble. It's harder for you. People are not understanding that these manipulation tactics are going to backfire on them, or perhaps they are realizing that now, that trying to manipulate somebody and really even trying to make things harder for them or trying to make things cumbersome for them, to cause fights, to cause rows and spats, to cause strain, across all aspects. It could be financial, mental, emotional, spiritual strain, is really going to backfire on the perpetrator. It's not going to backfire on you, who is the target of this manipulation, of these control tactics. It's going to be them that fall to the wayside because they called upon this very dark energy and they wanted it to kind of unfold in your life to where you need them around, or you need to have some sort of toxic bond or a trauma bond with them, thinking that you don't have options. But the manipulation is slipping from their grip. They are realizing that they actually don't have much to go on here. When they can't control you and when they cannot manipulate you, they are void of a mission, or they are void of a purpose. At least that's what they feel like now. They feel like they don't really have nothing. That's what they were banking on, keeping you anchored. So they got something to do, they got someone to attack, and they got someone to siphon, somebody to use, somebody to cheat on, somebody to play. But it's not you. It's not you, not anymore. They should have thought twice. Now they're feeling the heat of the negativity that they've conjured up. They've concocted this, right? So they should have thought twice and should have thought about the risks involved in trying to manipulate or pull the wool over your eyes. It could be about anything. Let it be known in the comments your most prominent memory of somebody invoking manipulation over your life. You can be as thorough as you want to be. You could be giving a condensed version. If you wish to share, let it be known your most life altering or something really big that happened in your life where somebody was trying to manipulate you. It could be job based, it could be, career, it could be family, it could be a neighborhood, like a neighbor, right? It could be a so-called friend. Let it be known, okay? But the manipulation tactics are void now. Everything is nullified and these people have to leave you alone. The manipulation, it's almost like you're immune to it now, and it's unfortunately, it comes from being constantly attacked, constantly targeted. Like, it's really unfortunate to say this, but sometimes it takes this kind of long-standing nonsense for us to really, be grounded in ourselves and trust and have faith and move different now because of the way that people are acting, or because of the manipulation, or because of the control that organizations or individuals, family, anybody is trying to have on your life. It's like you gotta jolt yourself back to reality to remember who you really are and what you really want and what you really don't want. But you're gonna see people losing it. You're gonna see people upset. They're going to try to trigger you because you're not reacting the same way that you used to. Manipulation. They might try to use trigger words around you because every other time they used to say these things to you, you'd react. Now you're not. Now it's like, what do I do? Or why are they moving different? People are going to be thinking that you're moving different. People are going to be acting like you have changed. Yes, because you've elevated and you're not about the petty games. And no one signed, you didn't sign up for this. You know, it's like a subscription. Like, when did I sign up for this? Right? I don't want this. This is not for me. So, you know, it's going to be people falling out. Like you loosening the grips of their control and manipulation and, you know, narcissistic games that they like to play. And people realizing that you were their viable target. At least that's what they thought. And you're not playing the game. So they're falling out. They're losing it. They're going to try to flip the script. They're going to say, you're like this, you're like that. Whole while they were doing all types of craziness in the background that is now starting to make an appearance to, you know, it's very clear what the game was, what the manipulation was. And they know now that they pushed too hard with you. They're not going to be able to get away with this with anybody else without people knowing what they did to you or what they, you know, how far they went. It's like with you, it ends, everything's switched. They're crying, right? It could be people who are crying, who are literally like feeling like they lost everything because they cannot pull the wool over your eyes. These are diabolical people. And once again, let it be known your comments and your insight as it relates to the premise of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay free, right? Free-minded, free-spirited, stay free. Don't be bound to anything that is not resonating with you, because that's when things go downhill. So you want to stay on the up and up. On this elevator ride right here, on the mindset elevator, you want to stay going up. It's the only way. All right, everybody. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay up and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.